I wasn't out partying all the time. I had to read some boring ass books and manuals. I have to deal with shitty customers and shittier clients. You know, like I have to, it's not easy. This is not for everybody. But if you really want something better for your family, you can do it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. It's a great path. I'm finally cybersecurity, but the job market, it's hard, and I'm moving to Azure Cloud DevOps engineer. Yeah, cloud is definitely a great one to have. I it's what I've noticed is that it's just like when I first got in this field in IT, this contractor pulled me aside. I was asking him questions, right? Because I just cross trained into from physical security to IT, and this dude was a contractor working for General Dynamics. He was making really good money, and I was in the military at the time. And I was asking him all these questions, and I said, "Hey, I've been thinking about getting out of the military. Like, what should I do when I get out?" And he said, "Well, in this field, you can you can make as much as you want, or you can move wherever you want, but you can't have both." And at the time, I didn't fully understand what he was saying. What he meant was, now I understand. Now I get what he's saying. So a lot of times, this to answer your question, by the way, what I've noticed with cybersecurity is that I'll get these job offers, but I'll have to move to Virginia, right? And I have to go and it's on site. So I got to go to an office and I have to have a security clearance and it's in a skiff. And from the house that I'm going to have there, I'm going to have to drive an hour and a half every day there and back. Or it's local. It's about an hour away commute, but it's on an Air Force base and I'm in a skiff. you, you see what I'm saying? For the amount of years and time and skill set that I have, I should be making way more than what I make. But I've decided that I need to be here at home with my family. And I've had to take a pay cut for that. You can't, the point is, you're gonna get job if you do your resume right. The people who tell me, "Oh man, I can't. I have this certification. I have 3 years of experience. I have this and that." I'm telling you, their resume sucks. I'm telling you, if your resume is good and you post it everywhere, you will get offers, but they will not be where you want, or they won't pay you great, or they'll pay great, but you got to move here, or it's tax free, but it's in Kuwait, or it's always some kind of catch if your resume is good. Like the first step is to get your resume tight and post it everywhere. You should be at the very least, if you've been in this field for 2 years, if you've been in this year for 1 year and you have a degree, you should be getting offers like crazy because they really have a need for people, regardless of what the freaking media is telling you. I'm telling you, there's jobs here. I've worked the last few jobs I worked at always needs people, but we can't find people to come in, or sometimes it's our fault because it takes too long to get people in. That definitely is a problem. There's this long process to get people background check, and then by the time they get the background check, they moved on to another job. But there's jobs. I'm telling you, there's jobs for this. There've been jobs. It's not because whoever's in office or whoever is now elected, like, no, there's been jobs. It hasn't stopped. It has not stopped. But you got to have your resume tight. You know, another thing that he told me was the best thing you can do is specialize. Of course, you got to know all the basics, right? Which is well-rounded cybersecurity generalist, where you know all these things. But once you specialize on something, whether it be cloud or security or some combination of those, that's when you start getting the higher pay. And he was right about that. Um, what does it what does it to get what does it take? maybe you mean. What does it take to get a job in the USA when I have done cybersecurity degree in Africa? Well, first of all, I would say whatever country you happen to be in, try to get a job in that country because your best bet is going to be to get a job in that country. To get your resume tight and go to the top 10 job aggregators in whatever country you happen to be in and surrounding countries, right? Because Africa is a big continent. There's all kinds of countries around there. Try to get focus on first your own, region, whatever country you're in, and then the countries around it. Or even if you can, commute, or you can go to a country that's in the same continent, something like that. Try there first. It's going to be easier for you to do than to do here.